Here we go. As you can see, we are catching up with the live here. Good luck, good luck. Yes, that's Vevi. He's a man of few words. This is live. Actually, let's add that to the title. And we have Kjempe here. And the Teutons, my Teutons for Vevi have only won. They're so slow. Byzantines as well. The battle of the subpar. Not really. Teutons are a great cavalry sib. They're just a bit too slow. But Byzantines with all the counters. Maybe Vevi is going to go for some kind of rush madness here. Who knows? They proved their worth with Citeaux and other players in the King of the Desert, the Byzantines. So keep an eye out for them. We'll see how this works out, as Vevi seems to be going for 3 on wood, 6 on food, well 7 now since he lured in the boar and starting a bit of a wall off here. Laming is allowed, he didn't quite lame, he just picked up his first 2 sheep here and will be moving out to the opponent's side shortly. There's a bit of an elo gap here, Kjempe in the mid 1400s, Vevi in the almost 1700s I think, 1600, 1700. Solid players, both of them. And with the home map system and hidden civ free pick, there's certainly some potential here for upsets. But it's always Arabia first game, as we see Kjempe already beginning a bit of a wall off in the backside of the base here. An ambitious wall off though, it's a very open side for both of them. You see the woodlands are far away and Vevi won the woodland lottery, but they're also right next to hills, all of them. All of the woodlands are next to woodlands, are next to hills, so not ideal for either of them. But all on the left side for Kjempe, except this small one here, which probably won't be a priority. Now it's actually moving out to mill the hunt, which will of course boost the early food. But why mill the hunt before the berries? Maybe he feels it safer in the back of the base. But the berries are also the back of the TC, so bit of a confusing one there. But that heavy emphasis on food could be an indication of scouts. I see 3 villagers on wood here, and the rest on food, basically. This is 420 worth of food in the zebras, but with some decay, slightly under 400, I'd say. While Vevi succeeds in snagging a couple of sheep off the opponent. All lemming is allowed in this tournament. Heck, I didn't even set any specific rules for Nomad, but that's because of the treaty that is currently in the ranked map script of Nomad. Barracks going up now for Vevi. And Kjempe missing a bit of food here. Did he actually... He didn't get lame the boar, right? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe his scout is a little bit weak, but I think they just had a scouts fight. Or maybe not. Okay, maybe Vevi actually did lame. Did I miss a lame here? There's the barracks for Kjempe as well, going up at 22 pop, Vevi at 21 pop, which means that the spears will be at the ready once Kjempe sends his first scouts over. And again, Vevi catches the sheep. This is a battle for the sheep here. Three on berries, rest on milling the hunt. That's 2 mills actually, but I guess with the wood savings of the Teutons for farms later on, this is justified. Vevi now collecting some core intel here, Kjempe doing the same thing. Full HP scout, another indication that it is the scouts opening for the red player here. Idle TC times dead even here, so nothing significant there except for the population numbers up. Two on gold for Vevi, so that has to be the men-at-arms then. Or straight archers. But usually you would have 3 on gold. Could be a mix of archers and skirmishers as well. And spearman, skirmishers, archers combo maybe. First spearman is out, getting a hit in on Kjempe's initial scout here, and the stable just completed at home for the red player. Transition the hunters to berries here, and one woodland with 9 villagers on it. Works well for the Teutons again, because Teutons farms cost 40% less, so you don't necessarily need 2 lumber camp for maximum efficiency to be able to keep your stuff going. Vevi with the small walls around the woodland, so he's pretty safe from the scout's aggression. The gold is still very exposed here, so that's one thing that could be addressed. But in general, Vevi seems nicely defended here, and he has the cheaper trash units as well, cheaper skirmishers and spearmen, so shouldn't have any big issues holding off the Teutons scouts aggression here. Vevi just poking at the walls here, just to say he doesn't like the way this is looking. Second lumber camp at risk of being hit here, and Vevi fights the escaping villagers, 2 villagers. I don't think these guys will survive unless they actually take the... Okay, I think Vevi could chase these, but I guess he wants to stay inside Kjempe's base while it's still open here. Blacksmith for Kjempe. Farms going up. He's still investing into scouts, but I don't think he'll overcommit either, so it's not unlikely that he can match or beat Vevi to the next stage, depending on Vevi's army investment, of course. His spearmen are cheaper. Scouts going down, but now Kjempe with the counter-offensive here, with 3 scouts moving out, moving forward. They're weak though, so they can't really handle any spearman hits here. Very healthy farm we go for Vevi here actually, so he will be going to the castle age first. Kjempe with 13 on wood and now housed, a bit stressed out by the minimal army investment aggression of Vevi here, who is just about to go to the castle age here. He has the 2 buildings, he only misses 60 food now and will be up. Still making mainly spearmen here, but it makes sense as well, because the aggressive unit of Kjempe is indeed the scouts here. So annoying, and Kjempe doesn't really have any defense for against this as either. He could just make skirmishers, because that counters both the archers and spearmen, but then of course Vevi with the Byzantines has cheap skirmishers of his own. The spearman cleans up the scouts forward here, and the last builder being quick hold in there, flexing some quick hold skills from Vevi here to save yet another villager, and they've lost only one villager each this game, so they've both been defending and reacting nicely though. But Castle Age is on the way. Vevi seems to have a healthier economy overall here, slightly higher idleness time, but yeah, I guess technically Kjempe has more villagers because he has wheelbarrow. That's the equivalent of 3 villagers for the research time, but he also needs to deal with the spearmen somehow. So 300 foods on gold to go for Kjempe to get to the next stage is going to be well behind Vevi in the progression here, while Vevi is walling off at home as well. As yeah, it's about to close it over here. Very extensive walls. This is like walling off a quarter of the map here. That actually goes for both of them. But in Kjemperå's case, it's still an opening to the side here. So dropping the market now, might even sell stone to get gold and food to go to the next stage here. Well, maybe not food, maybe not buy food, but sell stone for gold at least. That's it. Doing the loop-to-loop debating the spears around so that the villagers can get 3 hits in on the spears, and as they get weakened enough, Kjempe could also use the scouts to focus down on spears here, but the problem being that this is 3 villagers not working as they should. You can see the efficiency at an absolute minimum for them here, and another villager will be going down for Kjempe to the mighty Byzantine spearmen here. Second town center for Vevi here. Finally losing the forward spearman. So again, Kjempe with good defense here, only loses 2 villagers. And it's subject to quite a bit of idle time, of course. Now what's the follow-up here? Pikemen from Vevi now. Full on pike siege push on the Teutons now. Not a bad idea when the Teutons player has been playing the cavalry role here. This is scouted, actually, no. Wants to try and get some hits in, but now Vevi's walls are complete, I think, so counter-aggression from the scouts won't quite work out here. It's got to be more important to have a look around the map and see what's happening here, and with a little luck, maybe see the siege workshop going up. And once Kjempe gets to the next stage, could make a siege workshop of his own. Has enough wood for another town center and to pump out the knights, but knights doesn't seem like the best idea now with the pikemen pushing about here. Is that yeah, I guess that keeps the aggression out. Yeah, they can't hit the villagers here, or can they? Is that an opening? Oh, it's open here as well. No. Pikeman rush, so annoying, but here comes the ram as well, and Vevi is adding the siege now. He's with 2 town centers, so he's going to establish a villager lead as soon as he gets production going from these 2 town centers. But currently he's preoccupied with the forward aggression here to take Kjempe off gold, which is also the only gold inside this base. Horrible gold spots here for Kjempe in general. And now scouting the map could maybe get lucky and find some neutral golds to either side here, but both of them are up to the north, pretty far away for Kjempe, and he's going to have to resort to trash here. Might not even be able to make siege defense here. TC on the wood line, as long as it's mainly pikemen raiding. Of course, a town center will keep them safe. Monk being added as well. Byzantine's healing rate for the monks is faster. Who's actually taking the outside gold here, but Vevi will see right through that, and he has the presence over here, which Kjempe doesn't really know about. There's a Siege Workshop Monastery, And they could easily push over here, of course. And it's mainly the trash units, full on pikes and a couple of siege weapons and some monks. Strong pressure being applied on the Teuton side, though. Stone wall dependency, the stable goes down, but stables won't be doing much for Kjempe with this kind of aggression here with pikemen and monks and siege weapons pushing. And even walling behind this is rough with monks with their total of 9 range to convert villagers. Mangonel is in, could get a good splash shot in here. The knights can, of course, focus on siege weapons if they want to. Vevi seems to have played his share of arena or just knows his way around monk decks. It's getting redemption for the monks so that siege weapons and buildings can be converted as well. Almost arena style Arabia playing here. So 3 rams pushing here, a solid handful of pikes here, Sanctity coming in for the monks as well. That's going to give them 15 extra hit points. 2 mangonels defending for Kjempe here, but what he really needs is a castle to keep this kind of push out, and maybe even a castle might not keep the push out. And now a conversion, that's a quick conversion from Vevi there on the mangonel, and now what? He's going for the houses. It's still going to be a while until Kjempe is housed, and if he reacts to this and has to wood for it, he'll drop a few more houses in the back. But now he proceeds to eat the TC, and the Rams just pop in here to make quick work of this TC, and we can't even fight the Rams with builders easily here because there's so many pikemen to, to go down here. Go on, Vivi! Vevi. Oh, maybe that's his idol. Vevi. Solid Byzantine's performance here with the Spearman Archer rush into Pike Siege, pushing the castle against the Teutons. I don't quite understand the Teutons pick for Arabia, but we will be going to Kjemperå's home map next. The selection is... Is it this one? Nope. Okay, no, the maps are like Serengeti, Socotra, Arena, Hideout, Nomad, and Baltic, I think. 6952. Okay, let's go to the in-game and see if they might even have started the next one already. I don't know if they had a spectator delay or not. So let's just go for it. Let's go. into Arena. Okay. Arena. It's fast forwarding here, so we're catching up with the live, but now we're 30 seconds in, and this is Arena. Vevi with the Burgundians here. Good luck, good luck. Måtte den høyeste elo. May the highest elo win. Good luck again. Oh, taking it with a smile. There's more matches to come, so they'll be alright here. Burgundians for Vevi. Flemish Revolution comes to mind as a clown e-play, but Burgundians have great Imperial Age power as well. So if he can hold off and defend the aggression here, he'll be in a good spot to overpower any civilization almost in the late game. But you can't play too passively against the Koreans. If Kjempe is able to get his castles up and produce those war wagons, they are a pain in the ass to stop. However, Burgundians have Bracer and only missing the last armor, so they could go skirmishers and I don't know. What do you do against war wagons? Paladins maybe, if you have enough of them. But that could be an issue lacking the bloodlines. Forward stone, not ideal for Kjempe. It might be forward enough that Vevi could even scout that he's going for it, but he's probably going to expect some of these shenanigans from the Koreans anyway. You could go for a tower rush, of course, not the most common play on this closed map, but it could catch people off guard and might actually even work out against the passive booming Burgundians play, or if he's going fast imp, which might also be an option. That would, of course, delay that progression. Main gold, not great here, but the back gold here is nice. It's actually gold positions are. This map gen is horrible for Vevi. I mean, if Kjempe decides to go for a forward castle, I mean, he probably won't scout it and drop it on this side. But if he does, if he somehow is able to scout from the outside these golds here, and he can get the castle up here, then Vevi doesn't have gold access. That's funny. I don't see it happening like immediately. Vevi could even stonewall to the edge here to secure this side better. See, Kjempe has 2 woodlands and Vevi only has 1, so that is interesting. Not the best arena map gen for Vevi here. I guess in theory, if you can castle drop here as well, I'm not seeing the Burgundians doing that until the very late game, but a castle here would also deny 2 golds. Mill's going up, not for Kjempe actually, he's pushing the deer before the mill. He's with 4 on wood, so nothing too crazy for either player here. Pretty standard stuff with 4 wood and rest on food. Should be fast castle style approach here from both of them. Vevi half expecting a forward castle drop here as well. With the house foundation or house walls to make it more awkward for any opponent's aggression to enter. I guess the goals are just too far away from the walls for the red player to scout them, but no, can't see the berries either actually. But at least confirms that Vevi is over on this side. Vevi now sees the opponent scout moving close to his walls, and this could be a scout fight that could go into Vevi's hands here. Let's see. Oh, and it's going to be harder for Kjempe to escape here. So it's going into the corner. He could Vevi could actually place a gate foundation here and trap in. You obviously won't want to waste wood or stone for that at this stage in the game, but Vevi seems to get the first hit. This is a tight fight. They might even cancel each other out simultaneously here. Here comes a villager throwing him, but he is coming too late anyway. And who is going to win this one? Kjempe wins it somehow, even though Vevi got the first. It's so weird when that happens. It's so RNG, this scouts fight. And which means that Vevi won't have the scout to scout or deny what's going on here. He is going up to the feudal age though, and may or may not be planning to move out on the field with some armies when going up to the gas stations, with both the eco upgrades in as well as Burgundians can do, so they have an amazing economy from the Dark Age already, the Burgundians, with the head start to the upgrades. 5 farms, but I think they all have horse color as well. The Kjempe didn't seed a single farm yet, but may not need to either. Depending on what the plan is here, I don't think he'll be going monks with the Koreans, to put it that way, but he's also not on stone. So maybe he's going to go for a conventional boom into the archers line units instead. Which kinda could make sense. I mean, Koreans are fully upgraded arbalists, and if Vevi is going for the Bulgarians cavalry or even the hand cannoneers and the gunpowder units in the Imperial Age here, the arbalists should deal nicely with that. But here come the farms, 8 farms for Kjempe, and should still be able to have wood enough for blacksmith market for the app. We still go to stone now. Is that? No, it's the blacksmith market, of course. So actually they reached the feudal age at the same time here, same population approach, 27 population, 26 for Vevi since he's lacking the scout. 3 seconds difference, so they've had some idle time but nothing too crazy. That's the deer luring and other tasks. Taking away the attention. Do they have a similar amount of farms? A bit fewer farms for Vevi, and he's for 2 on stone. Could be for additional town centers for Flemish Revolution, actually, for an Omega boom for that, but could also be with a defensive castle in mind somewhere in this area. His golds are shit positioning as well, and Vevi might even want to consider walling all the way to the edge here, because then he has all this area secured as well. Oh, they have a pause. Hope we don't get a pause bug, which sometimes happens. If the one player unpauses and the other unpauses the game, then sometimes the game won't continue playing back. There we paused it. Okay, just a moment. Should be fine. He's using enemy chat, or no, enemies. Okay, they are enemies. Go for it! Now Vevi is with Scouts production again. He's on the way to the cast stage. He wants to claim some middle presence here so that he can collect the relics, which obviously will benefit any player with an extra gold trickle throughout the game. Burgundians used to get the food trickle from relics after you need technology as well, but now I think it's only the farms giving a gold trickle. 2 scouts out, both players now in the castle age. Kjempe far away from the castle, but he's going into the boom here first. 2 town centers and 3 or 4 villagers building each one, so to get them up at a reasonable pace here. Vevi also with the TC is one here, probably one on the gold as well, once the wood allows. And now the monster to start collecting relics as well. No army whatsoever from Kjempe at this point, so Kjempe does not want to contest relics. He's going to allow Vevi to take the map and then try to boom up a little bit into these war wagons instead. Not sure if that's the correct approach to leave Burgundians alone like this though, but Vevi isn't going for an insane boom either. Of course he has these eco upgrades, Bozo and Heavy Plow, nice and early on, but it's also not really capitalizing on that Burgundians economy here. Kjempe will establish a villager's lead here, as long as he keeps the villager production going. And but in exchange, of course, he's giving away the map control to Vevi, who will be collecting all of the relics. Third town center looks like a farming TC to me. They're bordering 3 woodland, 3 trees, but that's about it. Is he just going straight for the Flemish Revolution here? That would be the ultimate troll. That wicked technology. So farming eco is ahead for the Burgundians, I think. Better farms with the heavy plow. A lot more food on them. Actually, they both have the heavy plow in, but Kjempe did have some dark age farms here. As you can see, they're about to expire. So that's a bit of a wood that needs to go into replenishing, but not a big deal, of course. It's also placing some house foundations to keep any potential aggression out. Second relic on the way in and second monk on the way out for Vevi as well. Just casually collecting stone with these 2 villagers. And just a nice old slow boomy game here from these 2 players. Will we see war wagons versus paladins? Still 0 military for Kjempe, but why would you make military? It's also not under pressure here, so that's what arena is for you. It's on the... It shouldn't really be a passive booming map like this, and in Vevi's defense he is making armies. Could be that Kjempe thinks that I can't contest the middle anyway, he's a higher ranked player than me. I'll just go for my thing instead. Oh, he actually killed. That's a weak spot. On Vevi's base there, that's he deleted the walls to let knights out. Or scouts. Another town center. And you can see that Burgundian's boom is starting to kick in as well, the economy. No wheelbarrow for Kjempe, but still a tiny villager's lead is getting loom as well. And the 5th TC for Vevi now. This is strengthening the Flemish Revolution theory here. Oh. And if you have some complementary units to join in with your Flemish Revolution push, let's say you get some bombard cannons out and then you have 150 or 200 Flemish militia out together with that. Not easy to stop. Now even the market to adjust the economy, maybe buy a castle. And only 1 on stone for Kjempe here. Hefty farm economy. Better boom than Vevi, or not better, but similar boom. 41 farms to, I don't know how many, 27. And now Vevi dropping the barracks here. So is he gonna go halb bombard cannon here then? Is that it? Could of course be champions as well. The Imperial Age should be right around the corner here if he has the 2 buildings necessary, but it's missing one. And just now getting Loom as well. Will he get the conversion on this weak scout? Don't think so. Looks like Kjempe made a new scout from the stables. He's going to need or want husbandry for the war wagons if that's the plan here anyway. And he could trap one of the scouts over here if he wants to. That's funny. Just hiding in the woods, pretending to be playing AOE 4. And the stealth forests. How many TCs now? 7 TC, and it's gone completely unpunished for now for Vevi. Surely Kjempe must be expecting this, but if he is able to get his castle up and get a decent chunk of war wagons, then the Flemish militia might struggle a bit. They're both going Imperial Age here, but neither player has any significant military going on here. Vevi has 4 town centers producing, could easily make more of course. I think he's using the market a little bit to adjust the resources here. I think it's been buying food. And infantry upgrades coming in here. Now a castle. He's gonna need a castle to research Flemish Revolution. Does he have the university? That's in the back there, so he's going to get chemistry and bombard cannons, and then whoop, 150 or more villagers converted straight into Flemish militia. Which, of course, if Kjempe can withstand that mass, he'll be in a great spot, because Vevi will be sacrificing all the economy. It's an all-in play in that sense. But it's not easily stopped, and Vevi has the barracks here to double up on any army unit when or if the Flemish militia gets killed. So Kjempe does not know about the castle. He knows about the barracks, so he knows that something's about to come, but he hasn't scouted the siege workshops either. He did lose his scouting, and it's not really out scouting. There's an outpost though to provide some vision, so he sees the siege workshop now. Well, Vevi goes for chemistry, of course, for some bombard cannons here. He could make traps from the castle if he wants to as well. And he has 7 town centers pumping out villagers, about to become 8. You'll need quite a few TCs as well when you play the Flemish militia, because you are converting all of your villagers into Flemish militia, which means that you won't have any working economy for a while. So you'll need a lot of town centers to replenish, and of course you'll need to lose your revolutionary units as well to be able to replenish villagers. Kjempe, he knows what's coming, he's getting on here now, and remember, keep in mind that Koreans' unique technology for their siege weapons, the onagers, they are... is it... no minimum range? I think there's something about the range. They have a unique technology for onagers. Here comes another castle. Vevi makes onagers of his own, actually. I thought he was going to go for the bombard cannons, but apparently not. He's making onagers instead. 155 builders and counting. He's essentially producing military now, and also 4 bombard cannons in the queue from the siege workshops here. So onager, bombard cannon, and inevitably the Flemish militia, or Flemish Revolution. That's the Shinkicho. That's the unique technology for the onagers, I presume. Also chemistry for Kjempe to benefit the... maybe it benefits siege weapons as well, but it at least gives archer fire a flaming arrow and extra damage. Vevi tries to kill the scout with the onager attack ground and bombard cannons. He even loses his own bombard cannon in the process. 167 builders. And once he's pop capped, I presume he's going to go into the revolution. Rip Scout and Kjempe tries for another layer of stone walls. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late for that. Wants to preserve the stone so he can get more castles up. And yeah, not the worst idea, honestly. It's these are the Flemish militia, they are the infantry units. So they can't easily break through walls, stone walls. That's buying Kjempe a lot of time here. He knows what's coming. While Vevi is getting town patrol, has some amazing line of sight from the outposts and castles now, and trebuchets once they pop out. Second castle in the making for Kjempe and Flemish militia. They are on the move. 177. This is so sick when you look at the military stats here. Boom. Goodbye economy, hello military. And how do you stop a force of 195 military when you have only 25 of your own? There are 4 trebs here, there are onagers, there's a healthy chunk of bomber cannons, and for the Burgundians they deal extra damage as well. And the castle just melts to the trebs alone here. Looks like Siege Engineers is in as well. And that's the first villager kill of the game, believe it or not, at minute 36 here. And Kjempe has all the reason in the world to panic right now. He's extra range for the onagers. Okay, so that's the Korean's unique tech. He actually has 8+2 range for the onagers as opposed to Vevi's 2+2 range. So that's an obvious advantage, but it's still not going to be enough to deal with the bombard cannons that have 12 range. 12 to 10. Siege onager maybe, and that's in. Actually, you don't see that all that often in 1v1s. Same range, more damage output. And enter the hordes. Let's see if we can get a nice siege onager splash here in the... Oh, that's some beautiful siege onager hits. But still a heavy flood of Flemish militia moving in here. And these siege onagers, they're not in the necessary mass to deal with the push here. There they go. No more siege units for Kjempe. Bombard cannons in the making. But GG well played is called. He can't hold it off. Vevi gets to 2-0. But again, there's a bit of an elo gap here. Kjempe 38 actually, so there's currently almost 400 elo between them. But well fought, Kjempe. He'll meet other matches that should be more equal for sure. Ecos surprisingly similar with the 3 DCs to 8 of Vevi, but as we look at the military, 195 to 36, that's just ridiculous, the Flemish Revolution, what it can do. Well, that's it. GG well played.